Welcome, Grizzly Nation. Here we are at the beautiful St. Anselm Stadium for a Division I matchup between the Devils of Salem and your hometown Goffstown Grizzlies. I'm Al Potvin, voice of the Grizzlies for GTV Sports. Joined with me is Scott Gross. Scott, we got a matchup from just a couple of weeks ago, and boy, two very evenly matched teams.
Yeah, and Goffstown came up with a surprise victory a couple of weeks ago in Salem. I think most people thought that Salem would win by 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. Most are predicting the same thing today.
Yeah.
And I think the key for Goffstown is really going to be no turnovers or very few turnovers. The games that they've lost or the games that they've had that were tight, Goffstown has coughed the ball up. And it's a cold day. It's probably about 35 degrees, a little bit breezy.
A little bit of wind today,
so
sure.
Will we be able to execute on the passing game, and will we be able to hold on to the ball?
One of the observations looking at the game film from a couple weeks ago, Scott, is that the teams look very balanced and very similar in their offensive set. Both of them distributed the ball almost equally as far as the run game, the pass game. The one edge to Salem is they do have that little pitch play or that option play on offense.
Yeah, and I think the key for Salem is Maroon. And Maroon played, I think, 3 quarters last game. You know, if he can get off to a quick start and he can bust a few runs, Salem will be in good shape. But again, I think Goffstown, the key is their offensive and defensive lines. So they were able to protect the quarterback and establish the run against Salem a couple of weeks ago. Same thing on the defensive side of the ball. Capos and Dalton, these guys were making tackles, on the defensive line. If they can continue to do that today, Goffstown has a good chance of winning. Yeah,
looking at that film, and you mentioned Maroon. Obviously, he went out with an injury late in the game for the Devils, and Picard did a dandy job for the Grizzlies. Almost as much of the big breakout plays that Maroon had. But I don't think he gets as much attention in the press.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think the press is all about Maroon, and he's had a really great
Salem.
And Salem. Let's talk about Goffstown's running back and Picard. I mean, you talk about a guy who has just had a phenomenal season. For me, on the offensive side of the ball, he's been your most consistent, one of your most steadiest players,
and he's still only a junior, Scott. So we got another year,
right? And here's a guy where, when you need that tough yard or 2 or 3, he seems to get those first downs. He doesn't get tackled on that first attempt. He takes, 2 and 3 tries to tackle him. And I think Picard will be a difference maker today.
Yeah. Looking at the passing game, Scott, Hinault did a great job against Salem. It looked like most of the passes that were most effective were the ones across the middle, kind of underneath that secondary, underneath that safety. The slant route right in the middle seemed to be the ones that got the most productive plays for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and that's all set up by the run-pass option. So, the linebackers have to really stay their ground because it could be a run play. So you fake the run, and then all of a sudden Strickland goes across the middle, and those linebackers may have sucked up a little bit. Yeah. That leaves a little bit of a gap for a player like Strickland to cut across the middle.
Yep. Strickland had the big play. Lopez certainly had the big play. When it comes to defense on the secondary side, it seemed as though the Grizzlies were a little mismatched because of the height differential with Caden Perry and with Monpoyo. Some of these receivers for the Blue Devils seemed a little bit, maybe as much as 4-6 inches taller than our defenders.
And I think Goffstown will be in a little bit better shape today. You're going to have Caden Perry playing. Mike Levesque has been playing cornerback for the last 4 or 5 games. He's been pretty steady. And also we're getting back Cody. Ryan Cody is coming back at linebacker.
Yeah, looking at Ryan, still has a big cast on his hand.
See, when I think of Ryan, I think of this in the terms of this kid can tackle and he can really hit. I'm not going to go. I know you probably want me to go and run, and I might just do that. But talking about lines, I want to put this thing down for a second. So one of the things I was talking to Antonio about was,
we haven't even gotten to Antonio yet.
Was his pass rush, and him and I guess myself and his dad were telling him the same thing, is that one of the weakest parts of your body, you know where that is? Your armpits. So if I'm here, right, and I go like this, I can move you really fast. Sure. You get underneath that armpit and you hook it, and then you can get around them really quick. And I think, Antonio has just been completely solid, and Dalton on the defensive line. If
Two very big bodies, well over 6'5".
If they can hold their own and keep that line not pushing forward for Salem, I think they have a really good shot.
Yeah, Scott, I agree. I think the biggest opportunity that the Grizzlies have is on the defense. We know that the Grizzlies have been able to put up points regardless of who we play all season. We've put up points against Londonderry. We've put up points against Salem, Pinkerton, go down the list. I think the defense is going to be the game changer for today. If the defense can keep and be stingy with letting up yards for Salem on the big run plays, I think the Grizzlies have a super chance of beating them one more time.
And I couldn't agree with you more. And one of the reasons why we have this tackling dummy here is the sense that it's really all about Goffstown's tackling today. Goffstown, if they can wrap up the Salem players and again, not give up some of these big runs or these big plays,
big breakout plays,
then I think Goffstown can hang in there with these guys.
I agree. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in. As always, this is GTV Sports. I'm Al Potvin, voice of the Grizzlies, with Scott Gross. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the game. Welcome, Grizzly fans, at Grapponi Stadium here at St. Anselm's College for the Division I playoffs for NHIAA football. The 6-3 Grizzlies take on the 6. I'm sorry,
Let's start it over again. 7-2.
7-2. I'm sorry,
yeah,
you're
it's
right.
All right. We start over again.
Start fresh?
Yeah,
we're going to edit it out?
Yeah, edit it out. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, Grizzly fans. Here we are at Grapponi Stadium at the beautiful St. Anselm's College, where your 7-2 Goffstown Grizzlies take on the 7-2 Blue Devils of Salem, New Hampshire. For GTV Sports, I'm Al Potvin, voice of the Grizzlies, with Scott Gross. Scott, beautiful day.
Oh, yeah.
Nice fall afternoon.
And a great venue here at St. Anselm College. I want to thank the college for hosting this event. It's going to be a great game. I mean, Goffstown beat Salem a couple of weeks ago, but as we know,
29-28,
it was a tight game, and Salem is coming in as the favorite.
Came right down to the wire, Scott, with the last minute or so. Very evenly matched teams. The defense for the Grizzlies, I thought, did an outstanding job containing the Blue Devils. As you said in the pregame, what we got to look out for the Blue Devils is certainly their running game with Maroon.
Yeah, and I think the key for Goffstown is really there's two things. It's the defensive line that's got to make tackles and the speed towards the sidelines. Because, as you said, that pitch play by Salem, they tried to run between the tackles against Goffstown and did not have a whole lot of success. But when they did pitch the ball and run towards the edges, that's where they picked up.
They picked up some good yards,
big yardage plays. So, good news for Goffstown. I believe Ryan Cody, linebacker, is in the game, as well as Caden Perry will be playing. So, in terms of injuries, I don't think we have too many injured players, which is good.
And I believe we have a number change. Number 38, formerly, that's Antonio Capos, formerly number 58. He's wearing number 38 today, Scott. What do you know about that?
So that allows him to play on the offensive side of the ball without having to report. So he'll be able to catch passes and be on the offensive line.
Set to kick off for the Blue Devils, number 22. That looks like, is that Josh 22, Scott?
Yeah, I think it's Maroon who does the 23.
No, that's 23. Thomas Ehlers.
And that's a fumble that went out of bounds at around the 38-yard line.
Boy, yeah, that's going to be Goffstown ball, 1st and 10, right at about the 40, Scott, from what we can see. Beautiful vantage point from up here. And the field is beautifully marked. Clearly no trouble looking at the yard marking today.
It's one of the beautiful things about playing on an artificial surface, that's for sure. I think for those of you can't really tell, but it's about, 35, 38 degrees.
It's definitely below 40. It's chilly. You can see your breath. People are dressed warm. They got their hats, gloves, and mittens on. And Antonio's already on the field. This will be his first time we've seen him on the offense, Scott, right?
Exactly.
Looks like he's in the tight end position. Hanault to Picard. Off to the left side. Pick up about maybe 2 yards on the play for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, so they ran to Antonio's side on that play. They had 3 receivers to the closest part of your screen.
Your Goffstown Grizzlies are wearing their home maroon jerseys. They are moving left to right across your TV screen here at Grapponi Stadium at St. Anselm's. Change of venue for the Grizzlies. I think it really benefits both teams, Scott. I think it's for a playoff game. Picard again off to the left side. Picking up maybe 7 yards on the play, maybe 8.
And he goes. He's
just close, just shy of creating the first down.
About 1 yard shy, but he keeps driving his legs. And like we said in pregame, Picard is not someone who goes down easy.
We're going to have third down, less than a yard to go, Scott. I think it might be even half a yard.
They'll be on the 50-yard line, and they'll be in again, Goffstown kind of goes into this hurry-up offense.
Scott, I was wrong. Maroon is headed left to right across your TV screen. Hanault in the shotgun, Picard on his right. 3 wideouts, bottom of the screen. Hanault, handoff again. Picks up the first down, 1st and 10 across midfield. Grizzlies inside Blue Devil territory.
So far, 3 run plays. On that one, Picard faked like he was going to go to his left, but then ultimately went to his right, was able to go over the right guard, pick up that first down.
Capos off the field on this particular play. 2 wideouts on the top of your screen, 2 on the bottom. 1 in the backfield, that's Picard. Hanault from the shotgun. He's going to pass. He's looking left. He's looking across the middle. Pass is short, intended for Picard, number 80.
That was a Strickland.
I'm sorry.
And the ball Picard, was right? the ball was thrown a little bit behind him, but he was open. And more importantly, Alan, Hanault had a lot of time to throw. He was not rushed.
He did well. Yeah, good coverage, good protection for the quarterback. And but Scott, looking compared to the last game, that was the pass play that worked for the Grizzlies.
But you got to think that Salem knows this now, right? So they know that Strickland is going to be a target, and they should be looking to cover him down the field.
Hanault, handoff right up the middle. That's Picard one more time on the carry. Picking up maybe 2 on the play. Hard fought, 2 yards.
Yes, they'll be at the 46-yard line with a 3rd down and a long 7. And interestingly, it's cold here. If you look at the receivers for Goffstown, I think almost all of them are wearing gloves today.
Gloves, except Sasso, top of your screen, number 19. And Caden Perry is in short sleeves. He appears to be one of the only ones in short sleeves today.
Well, Picard doesn't look like he's wearing long sleeves either. But so it's a big play, 3rd down and 8.
Hanault rolling to the left immediately. He's looking to pass. Passes up. Pass is caught.
He's short, though.
Just short of the first down. Pass is completed to Sasso, number 19 for the Grizzlies.
Can't tell you how difficult a play that is for a quarterback, Hanault. So he's rolling out
left
to his left.
And he's a righty.
And he's throwing the ball, to Sasso. So
let's give Sasso some credit for bringing that down and not fumbling that or not even bobbling that. I mean, he was hit instantly as soon as he had that ball.
Yeah, that's a 4th down and 1. That's a big-time play by quarterback and receiver.
You're in definitely 4th down territory, Scott. You're inside the opponent's zone, and here we go. We got the first down. Picard got forward
I think
progress.
he's got it.
I think he's got it.
It's going to be close. No, I don't think he got it. They didn't give him forward progress.
No, they didn't. Because he needs to be at the 42.
That is an awful spot,
though.
That is an awful spot.
Scott, he needed to get to the 38-yard line. He got to the 39. It'll be Blue Devils ball, 1st and 10 from their own 39 as the Blue Devils of Salem take over on their first possession today here at Grapponi Stadium.
Yeah, don't get me wrong that I don't know if we would have gotten the first down, but
he got
further than the 39-yard line. There's
Absolutely.
No doubt about that. I mean, we've got a great vantage point from up here. Yeah.
All right, here's Caleb Bates coming to the line of scrimmage for the Blue Devils under center. He hands off, number 22, that's Maroon. He's picking up 4, 5, maybe 6 yards on that carry for the Blue Devils.
And this is what we talked about in pregame, is that if Maroon is picking up 5 or 6 yards out of whack, which means that your linebackers are making a lot of tackles or your safety, Goffstown has to make stops at the line.
Gain of 7 yards on the play, 2nd and 3.
Top of your screen, 1 wide out for the Blue Devils. That's Ferentz, number 10.
Pitch.
A pitch this time. Number 3 gets the first down and more across midfield. He's out at about the 43-yard line. That was pitched to Riley Mulvey for the Blue Devils. They're moving the chains.
When you see a play like that, when they do that quick pitch, there's more Salem players on that side of the field than there are Goffstown defenders. And that's why it's a good call if you're the Salem Blue Devils. If you look at, I think it was Duval, number 9, he's playing, again, on the field that's to our side of the screen. If you see him right now.
Bates is under center with Maroon in the backfield. 1 man in motion. Maroon gets the call, gets nowhere.
Fumble.
Tackled immediately. Great penetration by Dalton, number 52
it was not a
for the
fumble.
Grizzlies.
I apologize. I thought it was a fumble.
Loss of 3 yards on the play, 2 yards on the play. That's going to bring up second down with 12 yards to go for the Blue Devils.
So in on that one was Ryan Cody. So he's coming back from he has a broken finger.
He has a cast halfway up his
exactly,
forearm.
but a good sign for him to get in this game and to be in on that tackle.
Scott,
for a
that's got
loss
to be
of 2.
awfully difficult to wrap someone up and grab him and bring him down.
Now, like I said, though, Cody's pretty tough.
I mean, imagine that. You have an injured sophomore and he's still in the game. Says a lot about the character of the person. Bates sacked for a loss of about 4 yards on the play. Ryan Cody, we were just talking about him. What a play by the young sophomore.
So that cast is not impacting him. He's able to wrap up the quarterback.
Not at all, Scott.
And this quarterback is kind of elusive.
Third down, 16 yards to go. I think that might be more than 16, Scott. It looks more like 17 yards. That's 1, 2.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like more like 18 to me, but because the marker is on
that's more than
the 44-yard line.
They have it on the 48.
Yeah,
no, it's Bates dropping back. He's looking right. Lobs it up into the air. Has a wide open Ferentz. He's knocked out of bounds. Let's see if he caught it in bounds.
He did catch it.
He did.
Yeah, but maybe not.
No, he didn't catch it. That pass is incomplete.
Okay.
He was out of bounds. That's going to bring up fourth down, Scott. They got a decision to make. I got to believe they're going to punt the ball.
Yeah, they'll punt here. This is a game of field position. You don't want to give Goffstown a short field.
6:57 remaining in the first quarter.
Number 10, Mike Perez needs to punt for Salem.
Peyton Strickland checking into the game. A lot of pressure. Oh,
almost
nearly blocked. Fair catch, fair caught.
Nice punt, though.
Number 24 for the Grizzlies. That's Jeremy Hinault.
But a really nice punt.
Very nice punt, but did you see the pressure he had? Almost blocked.
Mike Ellithorpe.
We got some very famous people here in the
We
stands.
got famous people in the stands.
A lot of famous people.
All right. Shout out from GTV Sports.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Grizzlies will take over first and 10 from their own 18. They're set way back into their zone. Back up is against the wall, Scott, on this one. We got to get the ball
wind
out of
is
the zone.
a little bit against them here because I think they're throwing. If you look at the wind, it seems like it's going from right to left.
Hinault to Picard, right up the middle.
You see how he keeps driving his legs,
Scott,
though?
I think he got it maybe 3 yards on the play. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3
Maybe
yards
4.
on the carry.
Yeah.
Nice little pickup for Picard. Really, that's been the go-to for the Grizzlies for the last couple of possessions.
4 yards on the play. Second and 6.
He keeps driving his legs. Look for a pass play with Caden Perry, the bottom part of your screen. Got a spread formation.
Yeah, we haven't gone Perry's way today. Hinault, Picard has into the secondary, just shy of the first down. May even have the first down, Scott.
It's going to be close.
They're giving it to him. That's moving the chains. Grizzlies first and 10 from their own 28-yard line.
That's what I was saying. You got a player like Picard, and he's just so steady, you know. And look over your shoulder. We got another guest up here in the box.
Oh, the Chris Como of the world.
Como. Again, we got to thank the partners here at St. Anselm College for letting Goffstown host this game.
Hinault to Picard, right up the middle. Pick up 3 yards on the play. Again, Scott, like you said, moving his legs, moving the body. Every time he's touched the ball, at least 2 to 3 yards on the carry.
Nice tackle, though, by 52. That was the Eli Aronofsky. Good wrap-up.
6 at the Grizzlies' 32-yard line.
You know, if you could pick up these, 4 or 5 yards on your running plays.
Well, like you said, it sets up the pass play. But here we go. He's stepping back, looking down the middle, across the middle. Caden Perry deflected. Pass was intended. He would have made it across midfield.
Yeah, that was a tough throw. But the rule of thumb is if you can touch the receiver's hands, you got to try to bring that in.
He had some good coverage on him.
But those are tough throws. I mean, he's got to put it right in a seam.
And Scott,
there.
again, that was that middle of the play, right underneath the secondary, right in that gap.
I would like to see Goffstown, do some like a screen play.
Well, Scott, you got 3 wideouts on the top of your screen, 1 on the bottom. That appears to be, is that Lopez on the bottom of your screen?
Yeah. Looks like Lopez.
Hinault and Picard. Here's Hinault going right to Lopez. Oh, can't out-jump the defender. On the coverage was number 2 for the Blue Devils. That's Jack Milos.
But what I like, what at least he did there, if he couldn't make, if Jonah Lopez couldn't make the catch, he made sure that it wasn't intercepted.
Zach Picard, deep to punt for Goffstown.
Is that number 23? Yeah. That's Picard?
Yeah, Picard is the punter for Goffstown. I'm trying to see the number of
Pinard is the kicker for the extra points.
Who's Salem's.
Picard, high snap, gets a good boot on it.
Short.
Nice little spiral across midfield that lands at the 42. That's a live ball. Duvall downs the ball at the 36-yard line. Blue Devils 1st and 10. Right now, we've just had a game in between the end zones, Scott. At just under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, we are scoreless here at Grapponi Stadium.
I wouldn't look for a whole lot of kicking in this game, and I say that because I was watching both of the place kickers kick in warm-ups, and the ball just, the air seems like it's like
dense,
and the ball's like a lead, like a brick off their feet.
Bates under center, right up the middle on the carry.
He gets free.
That's number 4 on the carry. That's Jacob Brady.
And it looks like Hager with the tackle.
Yeah, he picked up about 8 yards on the play. That's a great run for the Blue Devils.
Gain of 8 yards on the play.
And that one looked like it had an opportunity of being tackled in the backfield, and then he kind of wiggled through.
A lot of personnel changes on the sidelines for the Blue Devils, Scott. Jared Law checks in number 1. Under center is Bates. Bottom of your screen is Law.
Again, watch for Ferentz 10 as the receiver. That was
a pitch to number 3. Drag down, out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
It's a first down, though.
Yep, that was Mulvey on the carry. Seems like Mulvey gets the pitches and the runs, and Maroon gets more of the running duties up the middle.
But interestingly on that one, again, it was to the short side of the field, but Dalton was the one who made that tackle, and he's a big dude. He's 6'7", you know.
To get out there that quick.
See, I think if you're going to do that pitch play, you want to do it towards, you know, the top part of your screen. You got a whole lot of room to run there.
Wall and Brady in the backfield. That's Bates. He's running around the right.
That's a flag.
We got a flag down on the field. That's a line of scrimmage.
It's a hold. That's a no-brainer. The guard who was pulling, he grabbed the Goffstown defender. This should be at about the 44-yard line, so
almost
10
where he's
yards
standing.
From there. Yeah, so
where
10
the official
yards,
is standing.
Yeah, so 10 yards from there is where the infraction should be.
Yep, we got a holding on Blue Devils. Personal foul on the Blue Devils. We have 2 infractions, Scott. Bottom line, that's going to bring them back quite a ways.
At least 15. Personal foul. 15.
Yeah, personal foul is a 15-yard penalty.
And that was almost
from the original line of scrimmage, I believe, and the holding would be 10 yards from the spot.
So you take the furthest of the 2?
Which is probably the personal foul, I'm thinking.
We got holding.
And they're going to take the hold.
Yeah. Wow, they're going to be backed up quite a way. And that's first and, wow. Look at that, Scott.
So they're going 10.
Boy.
I didn't think the hold was there, though.
They're all the way down
did you,
at the
27-yard
line.
Did you think that hold was that far back?
No. 27.
No.
40, 20.
Man, you need everyday math to figure this one out.
It's almost common. Yeah, that's like a 30.
You got to use lattice method.
35. Yeah, first and 35 on the play. So Scott, they gave them both penalties.
What's so funny, Broden?
Scott, they gave them both penalties.
Oh my God, they're walking them back more.
Yeah. Now what's going on?
Wow,
this is going to be like a 1st and 50.
That's a heck of an infraction. Whatever they did, that's a heck of an infraction. 1st and 35, possibly more.
I think it's more than that. That's
pitch. That's a heck of a play call, and he's got the sideline. If he can get by Duvall,
he picks up
and then finally brought out of bounds by Hinault. That's going to bring up 2nd and what? Maybe 30. So.
But that was a great run there. I think it was by Brandon Wall. He
that was number 24. Yeah, Brandon Wall for the Blue Devils.
At least 15 yards on that.
No. I think maybe 7 yards.
22
Second and
from
22,
the
7 yards. Yep.
Salem 32-yard line.
I'll tell you
Actually,
what would be
13 yards
I'll tell you
on the
what would
play.
be backbreaking here is if Salem picks up a first down on a 1st and 35, and that's
correct. Well, they
that's-
got to get all the way to the.
I give you that,
what's
but-
that? The 43-yard
But
line.
Goffstown has got to. Again, you can almost play a little bit of a prevent here. Now what do we got?
Yeah, we're gonna have a false start.
No, he's signaling. Oh, yeah.
Delay of game.
Oh boy, when it rains, it pours for the Blue Devils.
Penalty against Salem.
Gee, Scott, look at this.
5-yard penalty.
Repeat the second down.
Yeah, it's
Now it's 2nd and 33.
No, it's 2nd and 20.
I'm reading
Oh,
the
yeah.
board.
All
2nd
right.
and 33.
7-yard line.
Why don't they? Yeah, just
They're going backwards.
fumble. Ball's loose, recovered.
There's a fumble on the play.
Yeah, it looks like number 4, Brady, was able to grab that again.
And we talked about this. This is a cold day, and I think you're going to see fumbles. You'll see turnovers. There's no doubt.
It's 3rd and 35.
2nd and 39.
3rd and 39.
We have Andy Carlson up here too now. We got
Apparently,
a lot-
yeah.
Look at this. Look at bang on the window here.
3rd and 39. 3rd and 30.
Third down, 39 yards to go.
Yeah, you almost-
It is not a misprint if you're looking at the scoreboard, and you heard me correctly. Bates under center, running play.
You get the
Number
edge.
3, that's Mulvey. He's
Yeah,
got a
but-
blocker. Well, he just picked up about maybe 20
Yeah.
yards. He's down in the original line of scrimmage at the 46-yard line. That's going to be 4th down and 10 yards to go.
Yeah.
Scott, that run play off to the side is getting them some distance.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I think Goffstown better figure out how to defend that play because it's these pitch plays, just like it did in that first game.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to defend
well, right
them
now
well.
the Grizzlies are doing a good job keeping them in the middle of the field, keeping them away from the red zone. It's been a game of ball position.
Caden Perry deep to receive for Goffstown.
Plenty of time on the kick. Oh, almost blocked, taking his time. That's Duvall on the reception down at the 15. He's headed out to the left side. He's under attack. He's brought down at the 21-yard line. Duvall brings the Grizzlies to the 21. They will be 1st and 10
You know,
from
I'm
their
gonna
own.
I'm gonna call that a mild victory for Salem Blue Devils. I'll
Of
tell you
course,
why.
yeah.
They had a first down and 35 on their 20-yard line, and Goffstown's was only able to get field position at their 20.
Scott, in theory, they moved the ball 60
yeah,
yards.
that's a moral victory if you're the
Exactly.
Blue Devils.
Correct. I agree with you. They basically moved the ball 60 degrees,
Yeah.
one way or the
Yeah.
other, do the punt, whatnot. Put the Grizzlies all the way down in their own 21-yard line with 1:35 remaining here in the first quarter. We are scoreless at Grapponi Stadium at the beautiful St. Anselm's College. Hanault pitches it to the right.
There you go.
That's
Fight
McCarty.
fire
Cuts
with
back in
fire.
the middle. He's down at the 25-yard line. Pick up a 4 yards on the play
Yeah.
for the Grizzlies.
Tackled by number 4, Jake Brady.
That's one of the first pitch plays we've seen the Grizzlies use all year.
Josh Azoria.
Yeah, I think the key there is that you got to get the blocks set up. Where Salem has those blocks set up on that pitch
It's
play.
almost like he was all alone on that pitch.
He was. He was almost naked on that pitch. And if you can pull a guard, then
You're
you
gonna
got
get a
something.
blocker?
Yep, you got to get a blocker.
Don't see much action with 38, Capos. Hanault keeps it himself. Looked like he was going to pass, and we got a
That's
blown
gonna be
dead play.
uh,
Yep, that's on the Grizzlies. False start, Goffstown.
On Goffstown.
That's going to pin the Grizzlies really deep.
That'll be a 2nd down and 11 now.
There's a 5-yard penalty.
We got some Ohio State fans here.
2nd
Oh.
and 11 from the Grizzlies' 20-yard line.
And that one was a design run to Hanault all the way.
Yeah, looked like he faked the pass and then kept
And
it
I
himself.
tell you one thing, you're not seeing Hanault hold the ball and run. You know, I think he did hurt his shoulder a couple of weeks ago, and maybe he's trying to protect it a bit, but you're just not seeing him hold the ball and run
and
it.
take that run up the middle.
Another penalty.
There's a flag
Oh,
on
gosh.
How can that be?
They did. Yeah, the clock didn't even go.
Yeah, how can that be? There is none. They're gonna pick that up. That cannot be. When You should get another 30 seconds. So
Yeah, they're calling it.
that's ridiculous.
They're not moving it back.
They are. They did.
Hanault looking to pass. He's looking left.
Dangerous.
Pass is intercepted at the 30-yard line. That's
That's
Mulvey
gonna
across
be a
the 15,
touchdown.
across the 10. He's in the end zone,
Yeah,
no flags.
I
Touchdown for the Blue Devils on an interception.
Alan, I said the word dangerous before he even released the
There were
ball.
two defenders
Yeah,
in that area.
yeah.
Dangerous pass play. Intercepted by the Blue Devils. Turnover cost the Grizzlies 6 points. Blue Devils 6 as they try to attempt an extra point.
And I think really that's one of the keys is that you got to be careful on those. Again, we have the vantage point of being way up here in the press
Sure.
box, but
We got a different
as
angle
soon
of it.
as he dropped back, I'm
We
like,
saw the coverage.
Yeah. And that's something that a young quarterback doesn't always see the coverage the same way.
Brady set to kick for the extra point. Snap is good. No, they're faking it. That's Maroon. He's the holder. He airs it up into the end zone, has an open receiver. Incomplete, 6 points. Scott, this could be a big,
it could be.
opportunity loss for the Blue Devils.
You always want to convert on these plays, especially I think with a kick. But I believe that the same thing happened in the last game where they weren't able to convert.
I don't know because
Yeah, it did.
They ended up with
It is.
28. Did they get 2 points later on?
It was a field goal.
Oh, they missed a field goal. Okay.
No.
But this is one of those things, Alan, where I think that, Goffstown, you really got to be careful. I mean, yes, we got the turnover it was a pick 6.
Well, Scott,
but you cannot be giving up points on the defensive
on our
side.
pregame show, Scott, you made a terrific point. The Grizzlies played a phenomenal game against Salem a couple weeks back, and they were rewarded for their hard battle. They're going to have to play a near perfect game today to beat the Blue Devils again.
Well, the shame of it all is that your defense for Goffstown has now stopped them on 2 drives, put them in really tough spots.
Yeah.
You don't want to give Salem points, defensive points.
Right.
So let's see. I think what you're also going to see here, you saw it in the initial kickoff, was that Salem is not going to kick it deep. At least they're going to try to drop it in around the 30-yard line. I would move Goffstown's first line guys up.
Scott, we got 19 seconds. That looks like it's fielded at the 32-yard line. Is that
That's Brad Baxter.
Baxter?
Yeah.
Brings it out to the 37-yard line for the Grizzlies. That'll be 1st and 10. Grizzlies will have 15 seconds left remaining in the first quarter as they trail the Blue Devils of Salem by 6.
And it's kind of like what I was saying, is that you don't want to kick the ball deep to Goffstown because they have that dealer-type play where you don't know who's –
And by now, all the schools get it.
Right. So what they're doing is they're either doing a squib kick or they're just dropping it right around
In
the
that
30-yard
mid-zone.
line, or they're kicking it line drive at a player.
And Scott, getting the ball on the 35-yard line is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I
Nothing
agree.
wrong with that to take over 1st and 10. Hanault under center, 4 wide receivers. From the shotgun. Picard right up the middle, picking up 3 yards on the play, 4 yards maybe.
Yeah. He picked up 4. The weird thing too, I don't know if you're picking up on this. The footwork of Hanault seems a little awkward on the exchanges. So and I don't know if that's by design or not, but it doesn't look like it's fluid. He seems like he's pivoting and he's not in the right spot.
Like he's off balance.
It seems like that, but.
Well, we're here after the first quarter. Fresh set of 12 minutes ago on the board. Grizzlies trail by 6. 6-0 at Grapponi Stadium. First round of the playoffs here in NHI AA playoff action.
Looks like the Salem Blue Devil band is making its way down already.
Yeah, getting ready.
They're bringing the drums down.
Scott, this will be a nice vantage point to see the band.
Oh yeah.
So Scott, let's take let's reflect back on that first quarter. I think the big message here is the job that the defense did for the Grizzlies to contain that and also cause those penalties for the Blue Devils. They were 2nd and 39 at one point.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what you mentioned in pregame. What we saw in that first quarter were 2 very evenly matched teams. Both teams had success running the ball, picking up a couple of first downs here and there, but ultimately the defenses both held them. Goffstown, unfortunately, had a pick 6 against them, and that's why they're trailing now 6-0.
Quickly getting ready for the second quarter. There's Picard. He's across the 40-yard line. He's out to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and I think that was a tackle by 61, Tanner Morgano.
Yeah, he needs to get to the 46-yard line. He's about maybe 3-4 yards shy.
3rd and 4.
4 yards shy.
Goffstown 42-yard
You know, the other thing, too, is you got to let Hinault give him a pass that's, I mean, I'm not saying easier
Let's go
to
with
throw.
let's go with shorter pass.
But
let's go a 5-yard pass.
You're making this kid throw 15, 25-yard down the field.
Hinault in the shotgun. Keeps it himself right up the middle. Tripped up on his leg. Doesn't quite get much yards. Maybe a yard or two. He's still going to be 2 yards shy of the first down. Picked up 2 on the play.
Tackled by number 50, Josh O'Shea.
So I highly doubt Goffstown is going to go for it here.
Yeah, that's 4th down with 2 to go, and they're at the 44-yard line. Scott, I think you punt here,
Yeah,
right?
but if you got Picard here, you would pitch it to Picard, let him kick the ball with nobody in the backfield. That's what I would do.
Yeah. And you very well may see that. 3 wide out, top of your screen. Hinault, quick pass out. No, Picard gets it. No punt.
No, and he's
short.
He's turning it over.
He just got back to the line of scrimmage, and
That's a gutsy call by Goffstown. I'm not so sure. The reason why I don't agree with the call is that this is a game of momentum.
Field position.
And field position. But
the
it's
first
more,
quarter was defined as a game of field position, Scott.
Right. And I guess I don't want to give Salem a short field here. That's all.
Yeah.
I would have rather said, hey, you want to go, you march down 80 yards
Right.
and then take us up
Earn
another
it.
time. Yeah.
Earn it the hard way. So the Blue Devils of Salem will take over at the Grizzly 45-yard line. The Blue Devils will be 1st and 10 as they come out to the line of scrimmage, led by their quarterback under center, Bates.
And so far, no turnovers for Salem. They did fumble the ball, but were able to recover it.
Mulvey in motion.
That looked like it was
Fake
that was
pass.
a false start. It looked like.
Quick pass out across the middle, has an open receiver. That's Maroon.
That's
He's going to
touchdown.
go over the 10. He's in the end zone. No flags. That's another 6
That
points
was-
for the Blue Devils. That looked easy.
That was it was a false start.
Salem made that look easy,
I
Scott.
tell you, they did, but I really thought that was a false start. So did our cameraman, and we'll only know on an instant replay.
Yeah.
So maybe on that one, it looks like maybe Hager lost them and lost Maroon in the coverage because when the running back is coming out of the backfield to catch a ball, the linebacker is usually the one who's got to. So they're going to go for it here.
They're going to go for the 2. That's a smart
Yep.
play if you're the Blue Devils. You've got control of the game. Might as well go for that, make up for that missed attempt. Pitch play. That got wrapped up. No way. Somebody clotheslined him.
Is that Hager?
No, number 2. Number 2 for the Grizzlies. Clothesline, and that's Cody. Cody wrecked his world, brought him right down.
I'm telling
12-0 Blue Devils.
Cody can hit, man.
Boy, oh boy.
I've been saying this all season. That kid can hit.
Hit. I mean, did you see the body composition of that
I'm
runner?
just telling you, pound for pound, I think he's
He's
the
a
best
tough
tackler on this team.
So, all right, let's just take a look at Ryan Cody.
He's about $170, right?
Yeah, he's 5'10", 167, and he's
Yeah.
a sophomore.
Right.
Imagine that kid as an angry senior.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm telling you, pound for pound, he can hit harder than
Apparently,
anybody on
I'm
this
with
team.
you.
But quickly, Goffstown now trails 12-0.
Yeah,
so
Scott,
two missed extra points.
Listen, give it to the Salem offense for that 6 points. They made that look easy.
Yep.
The first 6 points,
Well,
they didn't show a whole lot to earn that. That was obviously from their defense.
and looks like Salem is trying to make a statement here. They were stunned in Goffstown a couple of weeks ago, heavily favored to win the game.
They're clearly here to send a message.
Yeah.
Scott.
You got to watch 53 here, the bottom part of it, make sure it doesn't go out of bounds.
That's Wall.
Squib kick.
Fielded by Baxter. He's across the 45. He's at the 47-yard line.
Yeah.
Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from where they really almost just left the Blue Devils the ball on the last possession,
Yeah,
Scott.
great field position by the Grizzlies there, and the reason being for that one is the hands of Brad Baxter.
Yeah,
That was.
he not only was able to maintain it, he was able to kind of just get some extra yardage on that play as well. Grizzlies come to the line of scrimmage, trailing by 12 here at the second quarter at the Grapponi Stadium, led by their quarterback, Hinault. Keep an eye on Caden Perry, number 7, top of your screen. Strickland, number 80, in the slot. Bottom of your screen looks like Lopez.
You got to get the ball into Strickland's hands or Perry's hands. I mean,
Right up the middle, Picard.
nothing.
No, he's maybe to the 48-yard line.
Yeah.
Pickup of 1 yard on the play for the Grizzlies.
I don't care what you do. I don't care if you put Caden Perry in motion. I don't care if you put Strickland in the slot out wide, tight end. You have got to put the ball in their hands. And so far, they have not touched the ball.
Scott, Capos is coming into the into the game, number 38, bottom of your screen. Again, Grizzlies are in their home maroon. This quarter, they are moving right to left across your TV screen.
And again, I know a great job by Picard so far, but if this offense is going to score, you've got to put it in the hands of Perry or Strickland.
Hinault to Picard, right up the middle. Doesn't just barely gets to the line of scrimmage. Scott, we have a flag on the field.
Yeah, and that's
right
usually
at midfield, top of the screen.
That could be a hold
on the Grizzlies, I would imagine.
It could be a hold on the defense too. It's tough to say. Let's see what we got. Could be a hold.
No, a false start on the Grizzlies.
False start on Lopez.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I don't know if I take that penalty.
If you're Salem?
Nope.
Second down and 8 right now, 9:38 on the clock. They're going to decline
False start and they decline it. Yeah, that's what I do. Force him to throw the ball.
At the Grizzlies' 49-yard line.
And the clock keeps going. Tick, tick, tick.
And Goffstown has not been successful throwing the ball so far against Salem.
3 wideouts, top of your screen. Look for Hinault to roll right. Here he goes. He's rolling right,
That's
looking
a hold.
right.
Lucky it wasn't a hold because that was Picard.
Wow.
Another
false start
another
again
false
on the Grizzlies. Yeah.
Well, no, the ball, they're not going to decline it because it has to happen because it was blown dead.
There's a 5-yard penalty.
Scott, who was the hold on?
Well, it wasn't. It could have been a hold on Picard because there was a blitz coming, and because he was rolling to his right, he was pretty much rolling right into the player.
Okay.
So it's 3rd and 13. Sasso's at the top part of your screen.
On the score: Londonderry over Pinkerton, 7-3. Hinault looking to pass. Right across the middle, intercepted by Wall right at midfield. Another interception. Wall picks it off for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils 1st and 10 from exactly midfield. That's unfortunate, Scott. That's tough.
That just wasn't a good throw. I mean, the ball was behind him.
Well, Scott, who was the intended receiver on that?
That was Sasso.
That was Sasso. It looked like he was almost on the ground. It looked like the ball was going really into the dirt. Give it to the kid Wall for Salem to pick that play off. That's not an easy ball to intercept.
All right, so this is a big defensive stand if you're Goffstown. You really can't go down 3 scores here.
Oh, no, not by the half. Bates under center. Maroon gets the call. He's across the midfield. Boy, all the way down at the 33-yard line. Big gain for the Blue Devils. That's 1st and 10. And, Scott, that's what you said at the game. He's the one that's going to run the ball for the Blue Devils. He's the one that's going to do the damage.
And he didn't play a whole lot in that. He hurt his shoulder, I think, in the last game, and that definitely changes things for the Blue Devils. But Goffstown has really got to get tough here. Either they got to force a turnover, or they cannot give up another score because they played great defense in those first 2 drives.
Bates to Wall up the middle. Now he's out to the side. He's across by the 26-yard line. 1st down.
No,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was Brady?
Brady picked it off, too.
Brady, I'm sorry, number 4.
So 2nd down and 4. A little under about 8 minutes left.
2nd down, 4 yards to go for the Blue Devils as they lead the Grizzlies 12-0 in the 2nd quarter. Just under 8 minutes here. Bates with Mulvey in motion. Quick pitch all the way out. He's under pressure. There's Dalton on the tackle, 32 for the Grizzlies. Geisenheiner on the tackle. Geisenheiner was the first one to get to Mulvey.
And that was a great play by Geisenheiner. And, talk about a resilient kid. Geisenheiner he played JV, he played a few games of varsity. He's seen a lot of playing time
this year,
and he's had a really good year, especially on special teams. But when they put him in this nickel package, where you need a little bit quicker players on the field, Geisenheiner's done a good job. So it's 3rd and 9. This is a big stop for Goffstown.
3rd down, 9 yards to go for the Blue Devils. Here's Bates, Mulvey in motion.
Up the middle.
Maroon up the middle. He's got first down. Oh, he might have it, Scott.
No, he's shy. You think he's shy by a foot?
Well, let's see where they put it. Yeah, they're going to be shy by about a foot. You're right.
So he's going to go for it on 4th.
Yeah, he needed to get to the 23-yard line.
Judging from – so what do you do if you're Goffstown here? I mean, if they run the ball up the middle, you're pretty much going to give up a first down. So either you do a run blitz and see what happens.
Yeah, or they throw over your shoulder. And
and it's a,
now you get 6 on the board.
Yeah.
From the Goffstown 24-yard line.
So it's not just Maroon who's kind of eating up the yardage. It's that offensive line for Salem that's
pushing.
driving.
That's driving.
Yep.
Well, they're set up for that run play. They're going to drive it right into your nose. You better defend it. Let's see. Right up the nose. There's Maroon. He's got it just on his first step, Scott. That's first down. Now they're just about in the red zone for the Grizzlies. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
I can't emphasize enough where Goffstown cannot give up a touchdown here. It's one thing to be down 15 points. You can't go down
18.
Because 15 points is 2 touchdowns.
18, 19 points. That's tough.
At the Grizzlies' 21-yard line.
And I tell you, if you're the offensive coordinator for Goffstown, you better start thinking about how you're going to get some offense going other than running the ball.
Got to mix it up. Bates, Maroon, right up the middle.
Nice play.
Really great defense on that play. Not much gain on the play.
And I think that was Belanger maybe on that one. 76.
22, Josh Maroon on the carry. Tackled by number 38, Antonio Campos.
So they give out to Capos, but I thought Belanger was in on that one as well.
2nd and 9.
Scott, it's definitely a chilly day out. I mean, we're stuck outside right here, and our face is out, and you can feel it for sure.
Well, thank goodness that we're partially inside.
Inside, yeah. 5:25 on the clock.
Up the middle handoff.
Yeah, is that Maroon? Down to about the 11-yard line. That's number 21. That's a different.
And they're going to give him a first down or no? 3rd.
24. Brandon Wall.
First down.
Yeah.
Man, you can't give up 10 yards on every run.
Wow. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. They're at the 11, Scott.
So Antonio's coming off. I'm not sure what happened to him. He took his helmet off.
He was grabbing his arm.
Yeah. That's
Nice
Maroon.
stop.
Very nice stop for the Grizzlies. Number 76 on the tackle.
Number 22, Josh Maroon on the carry.
Who was it? Belanger.
Number 76, Nate Belanger.
So Belanger with that tackle. But again, we keep on hearing Josh Maroon. I mean, they're feeding him.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? If it's working, keep going at that direction. And that's what the Blue Devils are finding. They're running almost downhill at this point, Scott.
And not only that, but they're just chewing up a lot of the clock right now. We're under 4.5 to go until the half.
Bates.
Pitch. That's a touchdown.
Pitch. He's across the 10, across the 5 to Mulvey. He's down at the 1-yard line. Scott, here's the bad news. They're going to get first down, and they're going to have 4 chances from within the 1.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's 3rd down, and
it's first down, and they are on the 1.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
And they're going to have 4 chances to move the ball 3 feet.
Didn't Salem kick off to Goffstown? Yeah. So
they receive the ball.
They're going to receive the ball too. So this isn't boding well for the Grizzlies.
Under 4 minutes here. First in goal.
You got to stack the line
from the
right
1-yard line.
There you go. That's what they did. They did a run
Maroon.
blitz.
Yep. Baxter's in there. He just moves forward.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. Blue Devils get another 6 on the board. That's 18 for the Blue Devils. 3:47 remains in the first half.
So the Blue Devils here are making a statement. They're really ramming the ball right down Goffstown's throats, and really nothing that Goffstown's been able to do to stop it.
No.
And it didn't help with a couple of situations. So 3 touchdowns, 1 on a pick 6, 1 with a very short field, and now this one, which was a legitimate, drive
Moving
right
the
down.
ball.
Yeah, move the ball.
Kick is low, no good.
Ooh.
That's 18. They don't have the special teams game, but they got 18 on the board. That's all that matters. Blue Devils of Salem lead the Grizzlies here at Grapponi Stadium 18-0 with 3:47 remaining in the first half.
So with 3:47, Goffstown has got to put some points on the board. You got to do something.
I don't care if it's 3.
And at least you can, if you can put a touchdown up there, at least psychologically you'll go into halftime knowing that you're still in this game. Being down 18-0, knowing that Salem's going to get the ball. You know, in these halves, you only get the ball maybe 4 or 5 times. That's it,
yep.
each half. And if you've got to put up touchdowns every time or rely upon your defense
That's
to score,
tough to do.
It's tough.
Learn lessons through sports.
So as we get updates on the other scores around
It was
Division
7
One, we will,
to 3 earlier. Londonderry over Pinkerton.
It's a recorded game, so it won't matter.
yeah. Good point. It is a recorded broadcast, so it won't matter. People will know when the time you see it.
Kickoff for Salem.
Let's see if Salem kicks the ball deep.
Brady set to kick for the Blue Devils. Nope, squib kick. That's going to
It's
go.
a live ball.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
live ball.
At the 27-yard line, field by Baxter. He dodges back up. He's across the 30, 35.
He's
Has
a block.
He's down the sideline.
That's a
across
touchdown.
midfield. That's all Grizzlies.
He's got it.
He's across the 25, 20, 10, 15. That's Grizzlies. No flags. 6 points. Goffstown.
He needed that one, Alan.
That's a gimme. That's nice.
And I'll tell you something. Put the oxygen tank on Baxter
Yeah.
because
He's gonna
at
need
the
it.
21-yard line.
Boy.
He was slowing down.
Yeah.
Luckily, he got a couple of good blocks towards
listen,
the end.
He had 4 Grizzlies
Yeah.
before there was a white shirt Blue Devil near him. It was all Grizzlies on that from Brad Baxter. Grabbing that ball.
So that's a big momentum shift. And here
Big
comes,
play.
Kyle
Give
Kennard
Mikey the credit for the ball.
for Goffstown.
All right, so big block by Mike Levesque to spring Baxter
Yeah,
for
that was
touchdown.
a huge block.
Extra point. And we've got
That's Pennard. Plenty of leg. Good kick into the baseball field, for Pete's sake. What a difference on the special teams. That's 18-7. Goffstown coming right back.
all right, that was a very, very big play. Goffstown put some points on the board, and now defense is going to need to hold them in this final 3:33. And if you're Salem, that's exactly what you didn't want to give up.
Not at all.
Not a.
Boy, that's some momentum that the Grizzlies
Yeah.
needed. Scott, maybe they stop them one more time here, put more points on the board. You go into the half knowing, hey, listen, we can put this team some points on the board.
Offense has got to figure it out, though, if you're the Grizzlies, because you cannot just continue to run with Picard. He'll pick up those 3 and 4 yards, but that's not going to win you a game. You're
What do
going to have to put the ball in the air. So something's got to give.
Scott, what do you think the odds are that this kicker kicks it right back at Baxter?
Kyle Kennard will kick off for Goffstown.
I don't know.
Oh, no, we're kicking off.
but-
Yeah, we're kicking off.
Number 24,
I'm curious.
He's still in the game, and he's got to run down the field. You think he can do it?
Yeah, well, he plays special teams, so
Mike Florence, and number
Pennard
3,
with the
Riley
boot. Good kick all the way down to the 10. Blue Devils catch that. That's Florence. He's off to the left side, top of your screen. He's going to be dragged down at about the 24-yard line. Blue Devils will be first and 10 from their own 24 with 3:27 on the clock with a lead of 11 points, 18-7 at Grapponi Stadium.
yeah, it looks like we had Poyo and Geisenheimer in on the tackles. And again, Broden, our cameraman's been yapping in my ears that they got to stop them. They do. They have. Goffstown cannot give up any points here.
No points on this drive. A quick little stop, turnover, get
Yeah.
good field position, get it inside the 50. Plenty of time to put points on the board, Scott. Let's see what the defense can do for the Grizzlies here.
So a special teams touchdown by the Grizzlies cuts this lead from 18-0 to 18-7.
Brandon Wall checking in for Mulvey. Under center is Bates. He's coming out talking to Wall.
Comes a blitz.
Handoff, Maroon, right up the middle. Wow. All the way across the 30-yard line, down at the 31. Pickup of about 7 yards on the play. 7 yards on that carry.
You know, the interesting thing here is that the play, it looks like they're running like a counter type play, which is hard for the linebackers to kind of get into those gaps. But Goffstown's going to have to figure that out. Now, what that means is that the coaching staff at halftime is going to have to look at some different blocking schemes so that the offensive line can't take those angles on our defensive players.
Scott, it looks like Maroon's first step is awfully quick. Seems like he gets across the line of scrimmage as soon as he
Pitch.
steps. Quick pitch out to Brandon Wall out top of your screen.
That's
He's on
trouble.
the left side.
Oh.
He's down at the 38-yard line.
If Geisenheimer doesn't trip him up, that could have gone for a touchdown.
Yeah, they got first down there. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Moving the ball nicely, really quick speed on the whole backfield of the Blue Devils.
And here what Salem is doing is they're running the ball inside the tackles. Now they're running the ball outside.
And it seems like they're really quick outside, aren't they?
And the difference between the last game and this game is that Goffstown was really solid on the defensive line. This time around, Salem is manhandling the defensive line for Goffstown.
Bates looking to pass, looking left, going deep. Has a receiver caught by Florence. He's on his feet, he's across the 30. Out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That's a big first down play for the Blue Devils.
And I think Levesque went for the ball. And I wish we had instant replay, today.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't. But this is exactly what Goffstown did not want to see happen, and that's now with 2 minutes and 15 seconds. You're in an area of the field where they're going to go for it on fourth down.
Sure they are. They got 4 fresh downs. The Blue Devils, 2:14 on the clock.
So, so barring a turnover by the Blue Devils, which we have not seen so far, Goffstown is going to have to stop these guys.
And they've cleaned up their act as far as all the penalties, too. We haven't seen any of these since their last pushback, which 2nd and 39 was a long time ago.
Handoff up the
Maroon
middle.
up the middle. Really, wow. Crushed right away at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. Maybe 1 yard, if anything.
I think it might have been Dalton and let me see who else. And Capo. Yep.
Number 38, Antonio Capos. Gain of 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8 from the Grizzlies' 22.
So Capos, I think he's the key here. He has got to get in there. Him and Dalton. They have got to really make those stops. Once Maroon gets into that second level, it's almost too late.
He's too strong to go through that.
Motion.
That's Wall in motion.
Up the middle.
That's the other Wall. Up the middle, number 4.
That's Brady.
Oh, that's Jake Brady. There is another Wall, though. One's a junior, one's a senior.
So timeout, I fear, if you're the
clock is. Yeah, we got a timeout.
We do, and that's a smart play because
Salem called the timeout.
I would have called timeout if I was Goffstown, only because I want to give my guys a little bit of a breather. So this will be a 3rd and 6, and for all intents and purposes, they're going for it.
Oh,
their kicking game, we saw they don't have much.
No. They might as well. Oh, you don't need it. When you can run the ball outside, inside. They can run it any way you want.
So,
and they own the clock right now. Let's be honest, right?
Right. And with 2 more timeouts, they have plenty of time on their side. It's just a question of, can they get the ball in for a touchdown? And really, in terms of, aside from putting the ball on the ground in that first quarter, Salem has not fumbled it. No, and they don't.
Yeah,
they don't even need to pass the ball.
Other than the penalties on that sequence, they've played a clean game.
Yep.
They really have.
With additional locations opening throughout New England.
So I see Adam McCune, who's right around the 40. Yeah,
he's walking down along the sidelines over there. He's got coverage.
He's trying to give his hand signals.
Yep.
1,
2.
1, 2, 7. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, they're changing the clock. It was 1:22 on the clock. They added 5 seconds to the clock.
Yeah.
3rd and 6 at the Grizzlies' 20-yard line.
Always a stickler for the right time.
3rd down, 6 yards to go for the Blue Devils. They are on the 20.
Up the middle.
Yep. No. We both got tricked. That's Mulvey. He's on his feet across the 10. Still on his feet across the 5. He's down at the 1-yard line. First down and goal.
Yeah, we both got fooled on that
wow,
one. Yeah.
Scott, did the cameraman get fooled? Everyone got fooled on that, Scott. That was a great play for the Blue Devils. They're down on the 1. That'll be 1st and goal. Scott, they're going to get 4 tries from the 1.
Same as the last time around. And again, this did not bode well for Goffstown in the sense that you had a great special teams touchdown. You got back into the game.
And then they come right back and they put one. Yeah.
And it's not like they beat you on a 80-yard pass play. I mean, they ran the ball.
They're looking at you and they're saying, we're coming right up the middle and we're going to put it in the end zone right here. Watch this. Blue Devils right up the middle, and that's in the end zone. Touchdown. Yep. Maroon. Another 6 points. That's 24. There's a lot of time on the Still time on the clock. 56 seconds. But that's 24-7. They're going to attempt. Let's see if they go for 2. Scott, I got to believe
they should. I mean, their kicking game. I mean, he tried to kick a field goal.
Brady's going for the kick. Number 4.
Again, Goffstown giving up 24 points in the
first half
is just not.
Clean snap. Kick is up.
That looks good, though.
That does look
Yeah.
good. That's an extra point. That's 25-7. Just under a minute here remaining in the first half at Grapponi Stadium. Grizzlies trail.
Yeah, so now 56 seconds, and, again, do you think that they're going to kick this ball off deep? Who knows? I highly doubt it.
Do you think they even kick it towards Brad this time?
Well, that was kind of a fluke play.
Yeah,
And
well,
really,
it was.
I don't think it was.
It was a good block, good hands by Brad, right?
Yeah.
Give it to him.
A little bit of a fluke play. And I will tell you this. It is hard, really hard to catch a ball that's line drived right at you. And Baxter, so far, to his credit, has been able to catch them cleanly. But
McKenzie.
we've seen that in prior games where the ball has bounced off of the Goffstown player and almost resulted in a turnover. So, again, not a whole lot to cheer about here. If you're a Grizzlies fan at St. A's today, the team has done absolutely zippo on offense, unfortunately.
Yep.
And I would say defensively they played a really stellar first couple of drives against Salem, and then it just seemed like the floodgates have opened.
And here's a kick right in that middle zone one more time. Grizzlies bring it across the 40 to down to the 41-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10.
Not bad field position.
No, running out of time. They got 50 seconds on the clock, Scott. Let's at least try to move the ball. And
Yeah.
I agree. You got to throw it underneath. Forget it.
Well,
I think you shorten the passes. Shorten the pass attempts by half.
Why not throw like a tunnel screen to Jonah Lopez, show his speed? When you think about it, we really haven't thrown the ball to Strickland, Caden Perry.
There has been no
Jonah
targets
Lopez.
to Strickland.
There hasn't been really anything.
Hinault rolling to his left. Quick pass out to
There you
Sasso
go.
across midfield. Still on his feet. He's across the 40.
Timeout.
They got a flag on the
That's
field.
a face mask.
Yeah, we're going to get extra yardage on the play, but he's down at the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. Nice pass play. And, Scott, what did they do?
I think it's a face mask.
Well, they did exactly what we said. They shortened the pass, and they got some big yardage on the play.
Nope. Illegal block in the back on Goffstown.
Oh!
But it's a spot foul. I think he gets the first down.
No, they're bringing it back. Look at.
No, it's a hold after the catch. So it'll be a spot foul of 10 yards so it'll be on the 45-yard line. They'll get the ball.
Yeah, but it's not a first down.
No, it'll be a first down. It'll stay first down. It'll be
Still a first down.
Okay.
Right. Clock keeps running.
Yep.
You're losing wasted time here.
Hinault in the shotgun, still on his feet. Quick pass out.
There you
Nice
go.
short pass again. Here we go across the 50,
Get out of
across
bounds.
the 45. Spinning down at the
Timeout if you're
34-yard line.
Goffstown. Timeout.
Yep, we got 28 seconds on the clock. We got a timeout for the Grizzlies.
That's a great play as a screen pass, who has been talking about that?
We've been talking about these shorten the passes.
Timeout, Goffstown. You got to shorten your game up.
Goff had to run on the field to call the timeout.
Scott, that was number 23 for the Grizzlies. Is that it?
Picard.
That's right. Yeah. I thought he was running. I usually like to call his name when he runs the ball. I don't usually see him catch the ball. That was a good play.
But what they've been doing, though, is that Salem has taken away the passing routes for Strickland, and now you're going to have to do something different.
But they're forcing their hand into this type of a play, and this is what we've
Correct.
been saying. Shorten the pass up, get a couple opportunities.
But that means that now it'll be Sasso who might have to step up, or it might have to be Jonah Lopez. But they're not going to let Strickland beat him.
1st and 10, Goffstown at Sullivan, not Sullivan Arena. That's the ice rink.
Yeah.
Grapponi Stadium. We're right next to Sullivan Arena. It is a beautiful arena for a hockey game.
Only 28 seconds left in the half, and Goffstown has got 2 timeouts.
Hinault rolling to his right, looking to pass. Quick little pass out. There's Strickland.
Got to get out of bounds.
He's at the 30.
Timeout.
The 26-yard line. Not out of bounds, Scott.
Yeah.
He's just shy, maybe 1 or 2 1 yard of a first down. 18 seconds on the board. Still plenty of time to put the ball in the end zone.
And I'll
got
tell you,
another timeout here, Scott.
Yeah, another timeout for Goffstown. So there's a couple of different things. Is that our kicker can kick a field goal.
Sure he can, yeah.
So if you get the ball around the 20-yard line.
Now that's only 15 points.
Yeah, I think you got to think that you might want to go for it, because then if you make it, it's a 15-point game. But look what Goffstown just did right there, is that they did a really nice job, in my opinion, of short passes.
Yeah.
You can't expect a high school quarterback to be throwing like slants 25 yards down the field.
Right. All right, Hinault coming to the line of scrimmage. Grizzlies have 18 seconds remaining in the first half. Has his weapons deployed. Quick snap, rolling to his left. He's looking in the end zone. Lofts it up towards Perry. Perry can't come down with it. We got 12 seconds on the clock. That'll bring up second down.
But that gave up 12 seconds.
I'm sorry, it's third down.
There's only 12 seconds. That's a long play, okay?
Yeah.
And Perry was actually double covered.
Well,
he was open
double
for a
covered,
while. Yeah.
And he had some pretty big defenders. I
Yeah.
mean, he looked like the small guy over in that corner of the end zone.
That was Caden's first target.
Yeah, but for someone like Caden who has had an unbelievable year, that's the first time the ball's been thrown his way.
Yeah. Hinault, 3 wideouts at the bottom of your screen, 1 on the top.
He's holding on to it.
Yep. He's across. He's got the first down.
Okay.
The clock's going. You gotta
Timeout.
call a
Timeout. Kick
With
a field
5
goal.
seconds. 5 seconds. Call a
But now you
timeout.
kick a field goal and see what he can do.
Yep. No, Scott. What are they doing?
What are they doing?
They have to spike it.
Why?
No, they don't.
They have a timeout left.
Spike it. What are you doing?
Timeout.
Okay.
Okay. Timeout with 2 seconds left.
Okay,
Goffstown get at the timeout. They're gonna
Why'd you even bother doing that?
just call the timeout, right? Pinard comes to the field with his Chiquita banana spikes. He's going to get ready to kick.
So
hopefully
that'll
get
be
3 on the board.
a 18 plus 17, about a 35-yard field goal.
Oh, he has the leg for it, Scott.
There's no doubt he
Scott,
does.
he kicked that extra point into the baseball
and
field.
here's the other thing, too, is that on that particular play, the ball is right smack in the middle of the hash
Correct.
mark. Right.
It's perfectly placed in the middle. It's going to come down to whether or not it's a good snap.
Right.
2 seconds on the clock to kill out the first half. Pinard set to kick.
You might see if they might call a timeout here to ice him. Let's see.
Pinard set to kick. Right at the 25-yard line. Kick is up. Plenty of leg. Is it in?
It's good.
It looks
It
good.
is good. That's 3 points. That puts 10 on the board for the Grizzlies.
All right.
They trail by 15 with no time on the clock. And we close out the first half here at Grapponi Stadium. Come on right back for second half action.
I'm starting to record.
Number 3, Riley Mulvey.
Welcome, Grizzly fans. Second half action here at Grapponi Stadium. Grizzlies set to kick off. Salem will be first and 10 to lead action in the second half.
Yeah, I really think the key for Goffstown, Allen, is that they're really going to have to stop the running game of Salem, who really, aside from the first 2 drives where Goffstown was able to defend, Salem has really ran it right down the field.
Salem starts first and 10.
Scott, it's going to be key for the defense to kind of limit the amount of opportunities that the Blue Devils have. But, like you said, they've been running the ball really nice. Here's another example. It looks like Mulvey gets the call, pick up about 3 yards on the play for the Blue Devils.
And there's so much misdirection here that Salem employs. I mean, they had a player in motion, so you got to watch him. You got the runner coming up the middle. You got another runner going the other way.
And they do have a really tight formation when on top of the ball. They're not really spread out too much, but they're very effective with how they do it. I mean, they have one wide out at the top of the screen, but everybody else is pretty tight and stacked in that box. That's Bates. Maroon gets the call up the middle. Still on his feet.
He picks up a first down
He
because
does.
it was
Gets
a
across
missed
the
tackle.
30-yard line.
It's that missed tackle. He makes you miss on that first attempt, and they had him for about maybe a 1-yard gain, and it's all about tackling.
Scott, like you said, the other thing about the running game, they're so efficient. It is a huge time suck.
Yeah.
And just drains the clock and drains out any opportunity that the opposing team has if they're effective with running the ball and putting points on the board, which they are.
Now watch for Ferentz at the lower part of your screen. Levesque is guarding him, and he is their deep threat.
Wall gets the call. That's Brendan Wall out to the bottom of the screen. He's tripped up right away. That's Duvall on the tackle. He's down at about the 35-yard line.
And I
Pick
tell
up
you,
of about 5 on the play for the Blue Devils.
you also got to give credit to these wide receivers like Ferentz in that play. The blocking here, they hit a really nice block on Levesque. And that's what you got to do. If you're going to do that pitch play, your wide receivers have to really block well, and so far they have done that for the Blue Devils.
Grizzlies trail by 15. Bates.
And that should be
that's going to be a false
motion.
start.
Flag on the play.
Yep. False start on
False start against
On
Salem.
the Blue Devils. That's going to push them back just a bit. Replay, second down, right, Scott?
yeah.
Is a
Second and
5-yard penalty.
So that'll be
second and 10.
10 from the Blue Devils' 30-yard line.
Yeah, they're just about at the 30, Scott.
But you have got to see here. You've got to see Kapos and Dalton and that front line. They've got to stop
the
these
penetration.
Salem.
Yeah, Salem is just doing a good job making that hole, and they're running the ball right up that middle. And by the time we get to him, he's got 5 yards on the carry. See, he broke through that hole. Secondary's trying to tackle him. He's down at about the 34-yard line with forward progress.
But again, picking up 4 yards at a whack.
Yeah. And keeping it on the ground, Scott, like we just said, they're keeping the clock moving. Well, now we're under 10 minutes here. Time is of the essence.
The Salem 34-yard line.
And again, all of these possessions for these teams are important because you're only going to get 4 or 5 each. And if Goffstown, they got to get the ball back here.
Well,
So now we're under
Scott, you're looking at
9 minutes.
2 scores, 2 potential touchdowns, and maybe 2 extra points with each. But you got to contain this offense, which has been pretty potent today.
number 3.
That's Mulvey, top of your
That
screen.
could
He's
be
into the
trouble.
secondary. He's across midfield. He's still on his feet. Stiff arming, trying to get away. Finally brought down by, is that Mapoyo?
Yeah, Poyo.
On the tackle. He's down at the 36-yard line.
And there's really, I tell you, give credit to Salem. I mean, there's a lot of crazy trap blocks going on the offensive line, and it's given Goffstown's defense fits right now because they're hitting a gap where they think he's going to be, and then all of a sudden they think they got a tackle, and there's a guard right there who's blocking
And
him.
once that runner gets through to that secondary, Scott, it's a mismatch. I mean, as far as the body composition of the runner, just outmatched. Bates right up the middle to Maroon. Down close to a first down, just shy, Scott, of maybe first down.
Picks up 8 yards.
Correct,
I mean,
8-9 yards on the carry. Blue Devils are doing a good job.
So if I'm Goffstown, here's what I got to do is I got to take some chances. And when it means taking chances, I'm only going to have one guy back, one safety, and I'm putting everybody in the friggin' box. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
And you make them beat you on the pass.
I got to. You got
because the run is killing you.
And it's giving up time.
Correct.
So make them beat you on the throws. But see, there aren't enough guys in the box right now.
Maroon right up the middle. He bumps out to the outside, but wrapped up right away nicely. Brought down by number 11, Poyo again. What a terrific tackle. Wrapped them up.
First down, though.
Yeah, he got the first down. 7.5 minutes remain. Blue Devils are being efficient with the ball, getting first downs.
But as you're in this 25-yard area, again, your kicker is probably not going to kick a field goal, so this now becomes fourth down territory.
Sure, oh, absolutely.
And with
I mean,
a
at the
running
25?
offense as potent as the Blue Devils means you got to stop them. You can't let them get 10 yards in 4 tries. That's not exactly easy.
I mean, Scott, they've had the ball the whole half of the third quarter has been all Salem.
You got to stuff the box.
There
you go.
That's Brady one more time.
Yep.
Good tackles for the Grizzlies containing that run. But, Scott, look at the time on the clock. You're under 7 minutes.
Yep.
They've had the ball the majority of the half of this quarter.
So Kapos with the tackle on that play. He's coming out. There's something – Belanger's coming in for him.
Yeah, he's grabbing his shoulder, Scott.
Yeah, it's weird. It's his shoulder or maybe it's his elbow. And there's something this has been like the second or third time he's come to the sideline. So Belanger goes in for him.
Bates right up the middle.
And he's tackled by
Maroon?
Baxter. They're saying fumble, but no.
No, he was on the ground, I think.
Yeah. And this is the tough part because now it'll be a 3rd and 5, but even if they don't make this,
they're going to go.
They're going to go for it again, and all the while the clock keeps running.
Tick, tick, tick. You're under 6 minutes at this point. It's 3rd down, 5 yards for the Blue Devils.
And just like any athletic competition, you do have to take calculated risks. I think the calculated risk for Goffstown is you got to stack the box more.
You got to do that. You have one receiver, Florence, out on the top of the screen, covered by Levesque. That's Wall Missed tackles. He's still on his feet.
Yeah, there you
He's
go.
got the first down. He's down
Yeah.
at about the 10, just out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Bring up 1st and 10.
So that just shows the toughness of that. Was that what Wall, I think, on that
Number
run?
24. I think that's a Wall. Yeah, but that's Brendan Wall.
Yeah, that's just the toughness of him because just missed tackles by Goffstown there. I mean, they
Yeah.
had him.
That's good for a Salem first down. 1st and 10 at the Goffstown 11-yard line.
And all the while, I mean, so they've had this ball since the beginning of the second half. So that it's almost 7 minutes has gone by here, and you put a touchdown up here, you might as well call this one a game.
Yeah, it'll be out of reach.
Number 4, Jake Brady on the carry.
And that was Brady, and he picks up about, I'd say, 2 yards on that.
Tackled by number 43.
With under 5 minutes here remaining at Grapponi Stadium, Grizzlies trail by 15.
Gain of 3 yards on the
And
play.
give credit to the Blue Devils, too. They have not turned the ball over. It's been
this whole
methodical. Yeah.
Scott, this whole third quarter has been Blue Devils.
Yeah. Well, no, Goffstown hasn't touched the ball.
We haven't even talk about, the best defense
They haven't thrown the ball.
is keeping the offense of your opponent off the field.
They have not thrown the ball once.
Why? When
They
you
don't-
can run
they
the ball.
don't have to.
Oh,
He went
there we go,
offsides. Yeah.
That'll help them. But, Scott, why pass the ball when
Yeah.
you can run the ball the way that they do?
So this now be a 2nd down and 12.
False start against Salem.
Right? I mean, if you can chew up the clock, Scott, you're almost handing yourself a victory.
Yeah, I mean, and that's this is the recipe for certain teams. Salem is one of them. Exeter's definitely another one where they just pound it at you. And but if you go down, if you're a team like this, it's hard to come back when you're so used to running the ball.
Bates rolling to his
Now
right.
you got a pass play. He's wide
looking to
open.
pass. He's keeping it himself. He's across the 5. Just at the
He's
goal
in.
line.
He's
He's in
in.
the end zone. That's a touchdown. That's another 6 points. Brings the score to 31-10. We'll see if Salem goes for 2.
And it just made me wonder, like, where was the pursuit of the Goffstown defense? It just seemed like there was only 3.
Well, it seems like they were spread out pretty well.
Right. There was only 3 Goffstown defenders there. So a good play by the Salem Blue Devils to stretch that play out. And that scoring drive was 8 minutes.
8 minutes is
and
a
a touchdown.
lot of time
Yeah.
in high school football. Set the kick is Brady for the extra point, making it 32. Kick is good. Best kick of the day for him. That's good. 32 points on the board for the Blue Devils. Grizzlies are still 10. They have 4:04 remaining in the third quarter at Grapponi Stadium to put more points on the board and close this gap, Scott.
Yeah,
it's
so
going to
for
be hard to do.
Yeah, so for those of you who may not have been here for the first half, Goffstown scored on a special teams on a kickoff return. That was a short kick to Brad Baxter. He eluded some tacklers, and I think he brought it in for about 55-yard kickoff return. And then their second score was right at the tail end of the first half, where that was Pinard kicks a field goal. I think it was about a 35-yarder.
Yeah.
But other than that,
It was
in terms
35.
of offense,
They haven't been able to put the points with the offense. You're
and
right.
it's been a lot of run, pass, and they're going to have to mix it up a little bit here.
Aaron Duval, number 7, Hayden Perry, number 1, Mike.
Blue Devils, Brady set to kick for the.
And I think they're also playing a little bit too deep. My personal opinion, I would move.
Well, it's going to be a ball
I
kick
understand
to about
that,
the 35.
but that's where I want Lopez to
Yeah.
play on the 25-yard line.
No, it's not. Yeah, right down. I'll squib all the way down to the 15, 16.
They could do the dealer play here.
And they're doing it. And that's Lopez with the ball. Not faking out some of the Blue Devils. He's going to be down at about the 27-yard line. Grizzlies will be 1st and 10 from their own 26.
Number 42, Damian Gigante.
Under 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Grizzlies will be under the gun for the time, Scott.
Yeah, any time that the dealer holds the ball is usually not that great because they know they can see who has the ball after 3 of them leave that area.
The razzle-dazzle play doesn't work like it used to.
So let's see if Goffstown changes things up at all. Looks like they got Kapos back in the game as tight end.
Hanault with 2 weapons deployed at the bottom of the screen. This time it's Picard.
And that's the same old.
Maybe 1 yard on the play, Scott. Maybe.
That's the same
Yeah.
run play. And I'm not saying that the only way to win this game is going to be putting it in the air because we know that's dangerous too.
Yeah.
but
Second and 9.
you're going to have to mix it up. We're very, very predictable on the first down. We're running the ball every time on first down.
Well, we've ran the ball the majority of the time today.
Yeah.
Rolling to his left. This is Hinault. Quick pass out to Lopez. Caught at the 35. He's down. He's going to be just shy of a first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Tackled by number 2, Jack Milos, and number 4, Jake Brady.
Scott, he might be just shy.
He is. He's shy by 1 yard, and he's got to get to the 38-yard line, and the ball is spotted shy of the 37.
Yep.
And honestly, Coach Huff is going to have to go for it on 4th down if he doesn't pick it here.
You're going to have to at this point.
Only because there's only 3 minutes left in the third, and you're down by 3 scores.
Hinault. Oh, wrapped up right away is Picard. He's back down to the 30.
What a tackle.
That's a loss of 7 yards on the play for the Grizzlies. Now it brings up 4th down. Scott, what do you do?
Now what do you do?
I mean, hey, earlier in the second quarter, he went for it.
Now you
at
have
this
to
point.
punt. Now you have to punt. I mean, on a 4th down and 1, you go for it. You can't go for it on a 4th and 5.
At the Goffstown 33-yard line.
The only thing you can try to do here is draw them off sides, which is what I would try to do.
What a difference in games, Scott.
Yeah.
A couple weeks make.
35, Dante Fernandez.
Picard set to kick. We're approaching the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. Grizzlies trail by 22.
Good kick.
Very good kick. It's going to land at about the 35, 36.
Take a Goffstown bounce, too.
Yep, that's going to be down at the 33-yard
The
line.
ball is down by Goffstown at the Salem 28-yard line.
I'm sorry, that 28-yard line.
So Goffstown trails by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's true.
And,
Yeah, boy.
and there's less than 2 minutes to play. They don't have the ball. They're going to have to get a turnover.
Scott, let me tell you what Salem's going to do.
Run
They're
the ball.
gonna run the ball.
They're going to run. But so far, for the last 5 possessions, Goffstown's not been able to stop the run.
No. They're going to chew the rest of this clock. We saw him take, 8 minutes the last possession?
So what it means is that you're going to have to stack the box, and you got to tackle.
Yep. Handoff. This is Brady. He bumps to the outside, picks up about maybe, brought back.
Fumble.
They're saying fumble, and it's Goffstown ball.
There you go.
At the 28-yard line, Grizzlies take over. Turnover by the Blue Devils.
That's the first mistake that Salem has made.
Oh, Scott, when you're up 22 with under 2 minutes left in the third, you can make that mistake.
True, but if you're the coach for the Blue Devils, I think it's Rob Pike. You want to tell your guys, listen, let's not beat ourselves here. All we have,
all you have to do is protect the ball.
Protect the ball at all costs. So now you've given up really good field position to Goffstown, and if they can get in here with a score,
well, Scott, this is some of the best field position that we've had all game for the offense.
But again, are we going to run the ball again on first down?
Hinault, bad snap. Hinault gets it, gets an extra step on it, still on his feet, picks up 6 yards on the carry.
So we got something out of nothing there. That was a fumble.
Yeah, that was a
snap.
fumble. Yeah, bad snap.
And here's the other thing. You have to go hurry up offense here.
Sure.
You can't go slow.
And they are.
Yeah.
Lopez, bottom of the screen. Quick pass out to Lopez. He's at the 7-yard line. First down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Grizzlies with 1:25 on the clock in the third quarter.
Yeah, so that'll be at the 12. They're spotting the ball at the 12-yard line. And that was a good throw by Hinault, but that's what they have to do, not these really long pass plays.
The shorter passes. Hinault looking to pass. He's under a
in
lot of
trouble.
pressure. He's rolling left. Pass is complete. This time to Perry. He's at the 10. Under a minute. 2nd and goal for the Grizzlies.
And this is where I throw a screen pass because Salem is trying to be aggressive in their rushing of the quarterback. This will keep them off balance. You got 4 guys rushing.
Hinault looking to pass. Right, lob pass to Picard up the middle. Still on his feet. He's twisting. He's rolling. They got him by his ankle. Pickup of maybe 1 yard on the play, Scott. It'll be 2nd and 7. Ball is on the 9, maybe the 8-yard line.
Yeah, so this is going to be now a 3rd down and probably a long 7.
Yeah, Scott, and even if you get to 4, do you kick for 3 or do you just keep going?
No, you're going to have to go.
You got to keep going. 3 doesn't do anything.
You got to go for it. So here, maybe you don't go for everything right now.
Hinault, quick pass. Oh, Strickland, it hit his back of his head, right?
Yeah.
Jonah Lopez, incomplete.
I think that was off of Lopez's hands, perhaps. I mean, if you look at him, he's
Looked like it hit the back of Strickland.
4th and 6 from the Salem 8-yard line.
so they're going to go for it here, 4th down and 6. One thing that's really important is, I think your routes have to go beyond the first down. You can't.
Well, you might as well go to the end, Scott.
Yeah.
I mean, Hinault, quick step back, quick pass, intended for Lopez
and
again,
that'll
incomplete.
be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that'll be 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Blue Devils will take over deep in their own zone. But again, Scott, all they have to do is run the clock. They don't even have to put
Right,
points on the board.
and good job by the Salem defense there. Missed opportunity
Yeah.
if you're Goffstown, and it really, I think you have to give credit to the defense of Salem. They just played tough, in that red zone. So Goffstown's going to get the ball back again. We've got 3 seconds left in the third,
This will be the last play for the third.
and
That's Bates to Maroon. He's at the 11.
Maroon on the carry.
That's
that'll
going to
do it.
close it out for
Right.
the third. Grizzlies trail by 22 with the score of 32-10 here at Grapponi Stadium. This is GTV Sports.
Salem Blue Devils 32, Goffstown Grizzlies 10.
And I think, again, being down 22 points in the fourth, it's going to be almost impossible to come back, to be quite honest.
That's 3 touchdowns
And-
when you haven't had any
and-
today.
And you had
On
that
the
opportunity. You got a turnover. Had Goffstown been able to convert with a touchdown, and even making it a 32-17 game, you're still 2 touchdowns away with a full quarter to go. You got a possibility there.
Yeah.
I think now I think they missed their opportunity.
That quarter was probably one of the fastest quarters of high school
yeah.
football we've ever experienced.
Yeah, well, that's what
When that-
happens.
when- that's what happens when
Yeah.
you run the ball for 8 straight minutes and you keep getting first downs. Scott, it looks like the breeze has picked up, certainly.
Yeah, it definitely has.
It's getting chilly.
It's getting to be winter. Once again, on behalf of Goffstown, I want to thank St. Anselm College for allowing Goffstown Grizzlies to host here.
This is such a nice place.
At Grapponi Stadium. And not only we want to say thanks to Rob, who's the facilities director here. Interesting conversations. He's like, he goes, we go from one day from having Mike Pence, the vice president, to having Goffstown football.
That's right. And GTV Sports.
And GTV Sports.
Maybe one day is ABC News, then it's GTV Sports. It's, 2 professional organization and outfits,
Exactly.
2nd and 7.
We got a fresh 12 minutes on the clock.
Yard line.
We're going to open up fourth quarter action here at Grapponi Stadium. We're going to pitch. This time that's Brendan Wall. He's a senior. He's down at the 22-yard line.
Is that him or was that Maroon?
No, that's 24, Brendan Wall.
Okay.
I think you're starting
Yeah.
to see some new personnel also coming in.
3rd and 2.
Okay, if there's ever a stop, Alan, it's right now. You've got to get a stop here.
What's the matter?
We told Adam, I don't know if we did or not.
Okay. Okay. You
Somebody
take
has
over.
a set of keys, but
I'll
this
do
is a
it.
taped
I'll do it.
broadcast. No.
Number 22, Josh Maroon on the carry.
Somebody lost their keys here, Ty. I don't know what we can do.
Not a
We
whole
got
lot.
a taped broadcast here. All right, Ty. 11:15 on the clock. It's still going.
Aaron Duval, number 24, Jeremy
They're
Duval.
certainly taking their time.
First
Clock
and
is still
10,
going.
Salem at their own 22-yard line.
Ball's at the 22. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. They come to the line of scrimmage. Bates with Brady in the backfield. That's Maroon on the carry. Pickup of about maybe 4 yards on the play. They're going to be shy of a first down, but Ty, as we said, it's just all about clock management at this point.
Yeah, if you give up the first 8 minutes of the clock in the third quarter, just running the ball and running the ball.
Just keeping it out of the hands of the team.
Yeah.
Please see her to receive the keys to your car. Thank you.
Scott, dare I say, I think the lights are on here at the stadium.
Yeah, they are.
Blue Devils 28-yard line.
Just at 10 minutes.
That was offensive.
Yeah, we got flags all over the field. We got laundry.
Yeah. That should be Salem.
Yeah.
But, interestingly, they just keep running and running and running.
False start against Salem.
So that'll put them down to a 2nd and 9.
And, Scott, the other thing is part of the whole running, I think it's also a little bit of sportsmanship. They're not trying to drain. If they're going up the sideline for these 40-yard bombs,
Yeah, no.
you're
I
up 22 points. I don't think they need to do that.
True, but I also think that this Salem team, that's their shtick, that they run the ball really well. Look at
Yeah.
all their formations.
Well, they're all the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Bates. He's get tied up, wrapped up.
Number 7, Caleb Bates.
Cody was close to the action, but I think that's Capos on the tackle.
By number 38, Antonio Capos.
I don't think there's much gain on the play, Scott. Maybe 1 yard,
Yeah,
if
so
that.
Third and 9. So,
Salem, 23-yard.
again, if the miracle at Craponi is going to happen,
Sure, it's got to be now.
It's going to be now. You got to get a stop.
Yeah, pick up a fumble, run it into the end zone. You're under 10 minutes, close to 9. You're trailing by 22. 3rd down. Bates under center. Mulvey gets the call. He's running around the end. He's running out of room and real estate.
And that was Hager with the
Hager
tackle.
on the tackle at the 24-yard line.
And that'll force a punt.
Sure, that's going to be shy of a first down. It's going to be 9 minutes. Punting unit.
And it
for
looks
the Blue
like
Devils.
1 yard on the play.
it looks like the Londonderry Lancers are gonna win their game against Pinkerton.
Yeah.
And again, we're on.
And it looks like Merrimack is pulling an upset over
yeah,
National
so
North.
we're on a tape delay, but I was just talking to one of the Londonderry coaches, and really it's Londonderry's to lose this year, in my opinion.
I
And,
agree.
Beat for Goffstown, number 9, Aaron Duvall.
Well, the next week game would probably be what? Londonderry-Salem, right?
depends who wins this game. Yeah.
Yep. Duvall with the clean reception at the 42. He's still on his feet across midfield. He's down at the 42 of the Blue Devils.
So great field position for Goffstown, 42-yard line of Salem. And Duvall there, he picked up about 15 yards on that punt return.
Yeah.
He's got a quick burst of speed. And he is one of those many in the sophomore class that has really, I
Done
think,
a
the
good
reason why Goffstown was able to have a 7-2 record, win the North.
You got
is
a lot of sophomores that
because-
contributed big
Yeah,
this
and
year.
that's not no disrespect to any of the seniors or juniors on the team, because everyone's contributed, but with so many sophomores,
you didn't expect
you
much.
didn't expect this much from them.
Hanault keeps it himself on his feet.
Why he didn't go the other way, I don't know.
He's still
but,
on his feet.
yeah.
He's got a nice block. He's across the 35. He's across the 30. Down at the 25-yard line. Big
See,
play
on that one,
for Jared Hanault.
You also, I mean, the clock will stop while they move the chains, but
Keeps going.
now you
But
got to
that's-
set up really quick because clock is your enemy here.
That's one of the bigger plays that we've had today,
Yeah,
Scott.
but the clock is your enemy. You have to get 3 possessions here. You got to move it quick.
Yeah, they're
You
certainly
don't,
in the hurry
have,
up.
You don't have this luxury.
No. Hanault with Picard in the backfield.
He's still,
Four
he's still
wideouts.
getting the play. Watch the blitz on the edge.
Hanault, quick pass. This time to
And he
Lopez. Off
drops
his
it.
hands.
So little thrown behind him, but
It
you got to
was-
catch that.
Boy,
Yeah.
that's Scott. I mean, where he caught it was the first down
Yeah.
territory.
He caught it like
It was
pretty
a little
much
behind at his
on
waist. Yeah.
he caught it probably on his left hip, but you got to catch that one.
Yep. Brings up second down, 10 yards.
Goffstown will be in 4-down territory here, no doubt, trailing by 22.
Hanault looking to pass this time.
Bad throw.
Short.
That's just a bad throw.
Incomplete. Intended for 19. That's Sasso.
And on that one, he's thrown off his back foot.
Yeah, that's a
So
tough pass because,
he's-
again, Scott, we've talked about it all year.
Yeah.
It's not just the distance, it's across the field.
Yeah, he
that's
threw-
a long pass.
He threw the ball. That's a 35-yard
yeah,
throw
exactly.
off the back foot.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. Definitely 4th down territory. Let's worry about the 3rd. Here's Scott Hanault in the shotgun. Picard to his left. 3 wideouts, top of your screen. Lopez on your bottom. That's Picard. He's driving. He's at the 25. Doesn't really make much progress on that play, Scott.
No, and they would try to mix it up, try to be a little bit unpredictable, not go back and throw it again. But now here we are, 4th down and 9.
Yeah.
And my personal opinion is that you just don't run it. You got to pass.
Keep airing it out.
Yeah, keep airing it out. You're down by so many points, and the thing is that clock is your enemy. So on a running play,
Keeps it going. Hinault looking
Blitz.
to the left. Deep into the end zone. Perry.
That's a penalty.
no
that's a
good.
penalty.
Wow, no penalty
He
is
grabbed
called.
his arm. That should be a penalty. Are you kidding
Scott,
me?
he was in the end zone.
And Coach Huft is not happy. That is completely a penalty.
Over on downs
That was pass interference the entire way.
yeah.
at their own
Boy.
24.
Scott, that
was
was a
not
clean
good.
play. That looked like
That
Perry
was-
had the inside position. It
That
was
was-
well thrown ball.
That was pass interference, folks,
We
all
don't
the
have,
way.
we don't
And-
have the luxury of the replay today, Scott, but I'd love to see that play.
No, listen, I have no doubt in my mind that that's pass interference. No doubt.
That's a turnover of downs. Blue Devils take over 1st and 10
You don't
from
often,
their own 24.
and also you don't often see Coach Huft go onto the field to complain about a call. He just doesn't do that.
That's Brendan Wall wrapped up.
24.
That's Hager on the carry, number 43 for the Grizzlies.
And really all Salem needs to do now is just run the ball. Even if they don't get first downs, just run the ball.
Scott,
and-
get a couple first downs
Yeah.
and it's done.
3 yards on the play.
So it's a little bit,
Second and
we're
7.
with 6.5 minutes to play in the
Blue
game.
Devils.
The chances of Goffstown pulling this one are pretty much slim to nil. Let's reflect a little bit back on their season if we could. A 7-2 record. What a big surprise. I think if
Big,
you
big
spoke to
surprise.
the coaching staff early on in the season, I don't think anybody would have predicted a 7-2 season.
Not at all.
Pitch wide. And again, a
That's
missed
Brendan
tackle.
Wall
Yeah.
across 40.
Look at him.
Still on his feet at about midfield, out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
But he gave Jeff Hager a licking on that one. I mean, Jeff Hager went up for the tackle and he just manhandled him. He didn't even stiff arm him. He almost shrugged him off.
1st and 10 at the Blue Devils 45.
And I think when you look back at this game, when you watch the film, I think what you're going to see is just a Goffstown team that got out physicaled. And that's not what you want to see. You don't want, I think this will be a good learning experience for your juniors and your sophomores, but
they're
you
gonna take
can't
from this
get
experience for sure.
out physicaled, and that's what happened here.
1st and 10, Blue Devils under 6 minutes. 22-point lead.
Up the middle.
Nothing fancy, just right up the middle. That's Brendan Wall. He's across down at the 40-yard line, maybe the 39.
24, Brandon Wall on the carry.
They're going to mark it down at the 40, Scott.
Tackled by number 9,
1st and 10.
Aaron Duval, and number 43, Jeff Hager. Good for a Salem first down. 1st and 10 at the Grizzlies.
And I think, the difference between the first matchup and this matchup is that it's the line play on both sides, defensive and offensive, for Salem, is that they've moved Goffstown line.
Well, you knew coming in here that they were going to run the ball. There's Maroon again running that, pick up a 5-6 yards on the carry. You know they're going to run the ball. It really was a matter of the defense. Could the defense contain them and slow down their scoring offense? If you think about it, Scott, it's only 4-point difference from the last time they played. They scored 28 points the last time.
Yeah.
And we said Goffstown played well against them.
Right.
And they put up. So, the defense.
And the interest.
I think the defense did the job today as well. I don't think the offense was as up to par as much as the defense
think about this. In that Salem game, prior to the game that we played, they had only given up a couple of touchdowns.
Yep, right. That's Brady on the carry. That's going to be Bird. Are they going to give it to him, Scott?
Yes.
Yep, they gave it to him.
So I remember the statistic. When we played them a couple of weeks ago, aside from the Londonderry game, the Salem defense had only given up one rushing touchdown in all the other games.
Correct.
And we put up 4 against them.
Yeah.
And so this team, no doubt, Salem has a great defense. And
Absolutely.
And it'll be interesting when they play Londonderry next week in Londonderry.
That'll be a great
will
game.
Will this defense be able to hold? Because that Londonderry offense is something special.
Well, that's a machine, well-tuned machine. I would take Londonderry personally.
I would too. But if this team, if Salem can play as well as they're playing today, they got a good shot.
Yeah. That's Maroon on the carry. Pickup of about 4 or 5 on the play.
And Maroon is also a difference maker. He was hurt.
Well, he didn't play the complete game last time.
He was
That's
hurt
right.
in that first game. He hurt his shoulder.
Tackled by number 9, Aaron Duval. Gain of 3 yards on the play.
But again, going back to Goffstown season, I certainly
Scott, 2 losses?
Yeah, when I saw them, who would have thought that Goffstown would have won the North and not Bedford? And
correct. That's a big
so,
surprise.
that's
a big victory.
And a little bit of bragging rights against our crosstown rival.
Yep. So they lost to Pinkerton, and they lost to Bedford. Yep.
Who?
Goffstown.
No, Goffstown lost to Londonderry, and they
lost to Bedford.
And Bedford, yeah.
Yep. I think that's a first down on that play just here at 3 minutes. That'll be 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line, Scott. 3 minutes remain.
So for all the seniors here at Goffstown High School, this is their last game.
Yeah.
And certainly want to wish them well. It's not senior night. That was a couple of games ago.
It was actually the Salem game.
At Salem. And want to wish all the seniors from Goffstown all the best. And same thing with those on the Blue Devil side.
We wish them the best of luck from GTV Sports, wherever their sports career takes them. For some, Scott, this might be the last game that they ever put pads on.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 24, Brandon Wall on the carry. Tackled by number 70, Jared Devine.
And for those who are returning, it's a long off season.
Yeah,
and
they got a lot of these kids play a winter sport. They play spring sports, so they got a lot of things in between. And then they'll come back in August and they'll try to go for it again.
So tell me, as we reflect, with 2 minutes left, offense, who are the couple of players you think stood out this season?
Oh boy, yeah, I think Caden Perry and I think Picard are the two that immediately come to mind. I think it was exciting to see Dalton and Capos play.
Yeah.
Big bodies, and neat to see them and how they control and how they can move and their presence on the field. And, Scott, we get to see them again next year. I mean, it's going to be exciting. You got Strickland.
Yeah, I think Strickland was a big surprise. He didn't see a whole lot of touches his first 3 games, and then he dominated some of these games towards the end of the season. Today, unfortunately, Strickland didn't touch the ball.
Not at all.
I think he had 1 catch.
The closest he came was when it deflected off of him.
But he didn't even have that many looks to him.
No.
And maybe Salem took that away. I don't know, but he didn't have a whole lot of looks.
Salem in some quick little set here, Scott. They go right up the middle. They're stuffed. I don't think they got the first down.
So I think for me,
we're under a minute.
My big takeaways was that this team has a lot of potential next season. You're going to have Hinault will be a senior quarterback. Picard will be a senior running back. A lot of your outstanding
Cody on the defense,
right? A lot of your outstanding sophomores are going to be juniors.
I think this is going to be a very, very good team next year.
You're going to have to rebuild a bit with you're losing like a kid like Marcus Rush and on the line. So you're going to have to find a way to replace some of your linemen.
Bodies.
Yeah.
Number 22, Josh Maroon on the carry.
Scott, we're under 30 seconds.
And they're going to turn it over on downs,
Yeah, the clock just stopped.
Now they're going to measure. Oh,
no, the Goffstown ball.
First down, Londonderry.
First down, Goffstown.
First down, Goffstown, yeah.
I don't know. A public address announcer.
Yeah. Hey, what's going
on up there? Well, in fairness to the public address announcer, he worked for 30 years at Londonderry High School.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh,
and he's a substitute teacher there, and he's still
Sure, he's associated.
He's associated with the school, so
we'll give him a break.
Yeah, and certainly want to thank all the volunteers. We talk about football here. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the Booster Club and Jana Como and I think all of the folks that make it special for the players.
A lot of people are involved.
Right.
Especially even just in our little broadcasting booth. We got Ty and Broden. We got Adam McCune behind the scenes and the crew. The production that we put out, Scott, I think is far better than the average high school broadcast.
Yeah, and I think we got a competition with Salem, obviously. But
I think so.
But with that really big season here, the game is now over.
That brings the season to the close, a game to the close for the Goffstown Grizzlies. Final score at Grapponi Stadium at Sullivan Arena, 32 Blue Devils, 10 Grizzlies. This is GTV Sports. We'd like to thank you for watching and enjoying the season with us. We'll see you next season for the 2020 season of Goffstown Grizzlies.